Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Starting to see some clouds build in over the area this morning as we will be moving into somewhat of an unsettled weather pattern as we move through the first half of our work week this week, as we have a weak area of low pressure just off the North Carolina coast. We're going to see that slowly drift northward, and it's going to bring in some rain activity starting as we get into the overnight time frame, and we're going to see some breezy conditions with that as well as we move through the next couple of days. So some unsettled conditions overall as we move through our Monday, Tuesday, as well as into Wednesday. If we take a look at our current surface analysis, we can see high pressure to the north and that area of low pressure off the coast. Again, fairly weak area of low pressure, but enough to create some rainfall that will be moving into the area, as well as a tighter pressure gradient that's going to bring those increased winds starting later today. Current conditions this morning: a few clouds at 12,000 feet, broken at 16,000 feet, and broken at 25,000 feet. Winds out of the north-northeast at 7 knots. Temperature 65 degrees. Relative humidity is at 87%. We take a look at the current visible satellite as well as the composite radar. Here we see those clouds building in over the area and seeing some reflectivity off to our south. Generally seeing that weaken and dissipate as it tries to inch further northward. Not expecting any significant impacts from that as we move through our morning. We'll see a very slight chance of sprinkle as we get into the afternoon time frame. But overall, today will be fairly quiet outside of the breezy conditions, and then the rain will start to set in as we go into the overnight time frame. Take a look at the European model here for what we can expect for the next couple of days. As mentioned, we'll stay mainly dry as we move through the day today, and as mentioned, we'll see those winds on the increase by the time we get to late morning, with a good chance of a wind advisory as we get into the afternoon. We'll see the European model here similar to some other models, some light isolated precip indications here during the afternoon time. That's really just going to amount to maybe a light sprinkle, but again, expecting mainly dry conditions through our working hours today. As we get further past working hours and into the evening time frame, we'll see ever increasing chances of some shower activity in the area, and then seeing those showers becoming likely as we pass the midnight time frame here, as we'll start to see more of that shower activity being enhanced over the local area by that low pressure system, and continue to see those breezy conditions. We'll see that track into our Tuesday, seeing rain showers for much of the day on Tuesday with some breezy to windy conditions on Tuesday. So really unsettled weather day for our Tuesday particularly, and we will see a chance for some embedded thunderstorm activity with this as well. And we'll see that linger into Tuesday evening and overnight into Wednesday as well. We'll see start more of a scattered nature to the shower activity as we move overnight into Wednesday, and again, a bit more isolated and scattered. And we'll see some of that instability reduced, so the probability of lightning is going to start to decrease as well, but still seeing some rain activity potential over the area as we move into the middle of the week. And we should see that area of low pressure start to pull out as we get into the second portion of the week, with things starting to settle down. Our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, looking at high temperature expected around 75 degrees for this afternoon. We'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions as we gradually move through our day today. We start off with a yellow risk for wind advisory criteria, winds above 25 knots, as we do expect those winds to increase out of the northeast 10 to 15 knots by late morning, gusting up to 24 knots. And as we get into the afternoon, we'll see those sustained winds 12 to 17 knots, and those peak gusts up around 26 knots. So an orange risk as we get into the afternoon. And we'll see that continuing as we go into the evening time frame, and increasing to a red risk as we move into the early morning hours of Tuesday, where we'll start to see those peak gusts up around 30 knots as that area of low pressure gets a bit closer. As mentioned, expecting dry conditions as we move through the day today on the breezy side, but we'll see that very slight chance of a sprinkle during the afternoon. But again, mainly dry conditions going into the evening. We'll see increasing clouds. We'll see those cloud bases lowering. Continuing with those breezy conditions, as mentioned, we'll see our low temperature around 64 degrees, and we'll see that yellow risk for precip introduced mainly after the 18 local time frame, and then ever increasing chances up to an orange risk with showers becoming likely after midnight, and then we'll see those showers definitely in the area as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday, increasing to a red risk. We also introduced a yellow risk for lightning as we get into the start of the day on Tuesday. Is when we'll start to see that slight chance for some lightning around the area, and yellow risk for some reduced ceilings and visibilities with that shower and storm activity around the area as well. Tides running slightly above normal. Our Tuesday, as mentioned, is going to be pretty unsettled with windy conditions, cloudy, and some rain showers on and off through the day with a chance for some embedded thunderstorm activity, a high around 71 degrees. So red for our precip risk tomorrow, yellow for our lightning threat, red for those for wind advisory criteria, as it does look likely we'll see those wind gusts up around 30 knots or so as we move through the day, and then seeing a yellow risk for reduced ceilings and visibilities. We'll see an orange risk continuing into Tuesday evening, as we'll expect showers to be likely, but a bit more scattered in nature with a chance for an isolated thunderstorm around the area, so yellow risk for lightning. And we'll keep a yellow risk for winds early, and then yellow for reduced ceilings and visibilities. We'll see those winds start to calm down as we go into Wednesday, but keeping an orange risk for that chance for some precip around the area. Very slight chance of seeing a thunderstorm. Again, precip continues to be fairly scattered in nature. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions, but not expecting a wind advisory. And we'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions overall. Slightly warmer with a high around 76 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.